podcast. We are here at Southern Screams. It is beginning of their first week, and we're going to be hanging out tonight, going through the haunted house. Get ready for lots of scare reactions, and here with some of our friends, and we have a guest over here.
May I borrow your soul?
Is it only borrow, or is there like a extra fine print?
I just want to borrow it, that's all.
Okay.
Come on. Do you believe me?
I do believe you. Well, nice to see you here tonight. We're looking forward to hanging out with everybody. Hey, it's Dad over here. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming tonight. Really appreciate it.
I recognize this person over here. Hello. Are you still throwing head at people? Lots of heads at people. Beautiful. Should we say who we're with? Who all's here with the Midnight Terrors crew tonight?
Sure.
We're recording on the Midnight Terrors camera.
Keychains.
Look
I'm
who's
here
here.
at Conjured, Charleston's Absent Friends Midnight Terrors podcast. We're one and the same, and we're here with our very best friends, Southern Screams!
Woo!
Yeah.
Who else do we have here?
Nick here, CAF director, coming out to support Midnight Terrors at this very spooky event. Can't wait to be scared.
Yeah, buddy. And then, should we flip it around here so we can see who else is here?
Yep.
And we have, drum roll please, Katie. Hi Katie, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm ready to be scared.
Yeah? You gonna jump a lot?
Hopefully not, since I'll be recording.
If the camera drops, it'll just be like the ending of Blair Witch.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, we're upstairs at the VIP area, and look at that sign right there. Zoom in a little bit here. Conjured. All right.
Pictures of the meats. Food is my favorite
All
thing to
right.
take
We'll look
pictures
forward
of.
to more footage, people. And Midnight Terrors is here, baby. Woo!
Personally, I got bored with trick-or-treating very early on in life. Started hiding in the bushes and scaring the crap out of trick-or-treaters, and then 20 plus years later we get to do this here as Southern Scream, so it's really exciting. This will be our third year here at Holy City Brewing. Like I said, thanks to Sarah. We did Insane at Holy City Brewing 2 years ago, Trapped at Holy City last year, and this year is Conjured. Like I mentioned, we do all new concept design and layout every year, which we start planning literally November 1st. We spend all year planning, designing, coming up with the craziest new ideas for you. It does require a full 2 months of construction. A lot of people ask, how long does it take to build this thing? Because it's almost 6,000 square feet. So a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears during the hottest months of the year, let me tell you. But it's always worth it. And then we have about 35 actors each night and over 10 support staff. This year, as you'll see, we actually designed the haunted house really creatively to maximize those 35 actors. So every single actor pretty much has multiple scare spots. Our haunted house is designed, you'll see behind the scenes, so that we can get from any room to the like behind the scenes basically, so you don't get seen. So our actors can sneak around and get you again multiple times, so they're not just stuck in their one little hidey hole. So we have 27 terrifying nights. It got cut a little short this year due to a little woman we don't like named Hurricane Helene. So we actually got delayed 2 nights, but we started this past Sunday. We are open last night and are excited for another 24 nights this season. We do run Wednesday night through Sunday night through the rest of October and into the first weekend of November, which we call our Lights Out night. So that's 2 spooky wooky nights where we turn all the show lights out and we give our guests a little itty bitty light. Just the whole group, a group of like 8 people gets one little light. Last year we gave them glow sticks. This year they're gonna get a lantern, but the catch is we control that lantern. Our actors have a remote control. So you're like walking in the room, suddenly lantern's out. You don't know what's gonna happen. Lantern comes back on, maybe our actor's right in front of you. So we're really excited about that this year. We're sick and twisted and we know it. We have multiple ticket options this year, starting at $20.99, so that is the best price point in town for a haunted attraction. So we think we have the best bang for your buck here in town if you're looking for a haunted house. So we have general admission starting at $20.99. We have our RIP access ticket, which grants you access to our exclusive RIP lounge, which we will walk by as we go to the haunted house attraction. It also gets you a beer included with that ticket. So every year we work with Holy City Brewing to craft an exclusive seasonal beer. This year it's called Voo Brew, leading into like that Bayou Dark Magic vibe. It comes in a little potion vial that you mix in with the beer. It changes the color of it, and it totally changes the flavor as well. Yeah, that's a little preview of it, and you can sample some of that back here tonight. We also have our it's very good. We have our Get Buzzed ticket, which is a really unique ticket option that we're the only ones that offer this because we are located in the same property as Stardust Tattoo. Our guests can buy a ticket that includes all of the perks of RIP access, but also includes a real tattoo. Some people say, is this a real tattoo? Yes, it is a real flash tattoo. This year, new for this year, because we had a lot of guests come through last year and say, wow, that was really impressive. I want to see more. I want to see behind the scenes. I want to see how you guys do it. So this year we offer a new ticket called Behind the Screams. That is $49.99. It's only available on our off-peak nights, so a Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday. But that gets you everything the RIP access gets you, but it gets you immediate access to the haunted house, like with a guided tour from me. So without further ado, I'll hand you back over to Joe, and we will head that way.
Alright, are you guys ready?
Woo!
Time to take some souls. You guys can follow me, and then we're going to come back up here for some questions. Been in tunes, so that's fun. And then the entrance to the haunt is right here. So, we're just one step closer. Let's go. Nikki, are you ready?
I don't think so. As I'll ever be, I guess. Who's in there?
Katie, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Here we go. All right, we're going back in.
Going back in. And get a reaction video. This is pretty scary, guys. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna... Oh my! I did not. I can't tell what things are real and not.
Nikki, how do you feel after the first?
My blood is still pumping. It is up. Heart rate elevated.
And Katie, how did you deal with me in there?
Oh, I drug you along.
Thank you.
Marsh view. That's going to be on my gravestone.
Look at that, night vision on there.
Yes.
That's good to know, because if it was not like that, it'd be a lot more difficult.
Spooky haunted house.
Are we good to go in, or
Yes.
do
Are you ready?
Entering Conjured. It's a lovely centerpiece for the mantle.
Normally I'm holding on to something live.
Holding on to the camera for dear life. Oh, there's something. Oh, there's something wet on me. That's wonderful. I don't know what that is.
Just a little blood. I'm good.
Scary. I wonder if this place is for rent.
Maybe. Seems quite crazy.
Sorry, Nikki, there's going to be a lot of shots of the back of your head.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your hair looks great, though.
Oh, thank you. I try. You're going to be in some of these POVs. You're the only face that can be seen.
I am your host. Welcome. Dinner is served.
Yum.
Mother, we have company.
Mother,
Mother wants you to stay.
I want to stay, Mom.
Lovely family dinner.
Oh, there's a chair.
Sure you wash your hands.
It's a full course meal.
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. Check out at 10 a.m.
See how non-night vision goes. There's a fantastic smell in here.
Yeah, it doesn't quite.
How you holding up, Katie? Wait, where's the camera?
Oh, it's my blood pumping.
Uh-oh, they know your name.
They got me last time, too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sweating so badly.
I know. It's very the adrenaline, fear sweat. Be careful, they can smell it.
Seat wetting.
Oh, you're sweating. See. Giant rat walk.
Get over here!
Oh.
Ah! Gotta take his advice and get on out of here if we can.
Please. Not the poop room.
Shower, anyone? Tiptoe by the window. You think these people ever checked out, Nikki?
I don't think so. Not by the looks of it.
Whoa. There it is. Yes. Oops, sorry,
Oh,
Nikki.
you are good.
She is into some freaky stuff.
Hey, no kink shaming. Looks like it got a little too rough.
Yeah, right? Give yourself over to absolute pleasure.
We've been waiting for you.
Oh.
My camera's even getting staticky in some of the rooms.
It's spectral interference.
Help me.
Our happy host.
The mannequin room.
Okay. Watch out, photosensitive viewers. There is some strobing.
There it is. We getting there, Katie? Can't even see our faces
I
anymore.
know. It's so dark.
Look at how creepy that is.
Yeah.
Are we nice and sweaty and scared? That is what I call a hand job. Sorry, Nikki. Oh, that air blast. Is this the room?
Alright, going off.
All right, we just got out. We just got out of Southern Scream's Conjured haunted house. It's a lovely goodbye. We did it. Yes. Yeah. And it's merch time.
Still don't see any hats.
Oh, are these little crop tops?
Indeed, buy your tickets here. Katie, Nikki, can we get a couple words on what you thought, and then I'll say mine?
Well, my pulse is still slowing down. Even after doing it once before, I still screamed every time. Every time. It's excellent. High recommend. It's a must.
Absolutely.
It's a must do in Charleston.
Katie, what's your thoughts on Conjured from Southern Screams?
It was a great house. The big reveal at the end is so incredible. I want to go back through just to see that. The smells too, and by that I mean I wanted to throw up. It was incredible.
I will say that just to add to the smell thing, I feel like of all the haunted houses that we do, and there's a lot of haunted houses, like even down in Orlando that we've done that will add a smell feature here and there. I feel like Southern Screams goes above and beyond with their smells. It's cloying, and it makes me want to gag in some of the rooms.
But in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good
It's
way.
like it adds
good
to
way.
the aesthetic, all of it. Just 5 stars.
And can we get a word from the lovely Jules, my co-host?
Horror. Yes.
What do you think, Jules?
Number one, it was long, which
Yeah.
is a good
It is long,
thing. So
yes.
you're getting bang for your buck here. So they go all in. There was one part about midway where it gave this 2-story feeling, which I thought was really cool. It appears
It
to be
expands.
very big. Again, echoing this, the smells, truly horrifying. That's what you want, guys, right? It's Halloween, you're supposed to be scared. So the smells and then that final room. Can't say that enough. And we have no footage of that, so it's a huge surprise. You have to come here, you have to buy your tickets to see what we're talking about.
Never seen it before. Never seen that in any haunted house. It seems completely unique for my personal experience. Worth it, 100%. And I would also recommend doing the pass where you can come as many times as you want all night, because there's no shortage of things to see. The details in every room, all of the different scare actors, chef's kiss.
Yes.
Great.
Well, should we go to the most boring guy of the bunch?
Yes.
The only guy? Jules, would you
We
mind?
love our boring guy who's not boring at all.
Can you
Here,
tell?
hold on, the light. Come over there. The light
Over
is washing you out completely.
That's probably my sweat.
No.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Well, here I am. I survived. I don't know if you can tell how sweaty I am, but 1100 out of 10 on Conjured from Southern Screams. Nate, Joe, Blake, everybody affiliated, if you're watching this, well done. We're super proud of y'all. If you're watching this, wondering if you should check it out, absolutely do. It is one of the most innovative, full-on sensory experience haunted houses you're going to see. And yeah, I jumped like a little girl many times. But we're so proud of our friends. We're happy to be here. So thank you to Southern Screams for having us, and look forward to chats with the team and everybody else throughout the rest of the little vlog that we're doing. So thank you, Southern Screams, for having us. We love you.
Woo, love you.
Awesome.
Not as cute as you, though. Not as cute. Close, but you know.
Is that a friend of yours?
Who has bigger wings, though?
Oh, well, we won't say that.
We won't talk about that. but
It's not-
We
You
don't
have,
talk about that in this family.
you have the face, though.
Is that a friend of yours?
That's my bro.
That's your bro?
All right, we go back upstairs.
Let's do it.
The storyline for this year is it takes place at a bed and breakfast called Marshview Manor, and it's a gathering place from all practitioners of dark magic, from voodoo, pagan, Wiccan, black magic. You see kind of it sprinkled out, you know, throughout the haunted house. We were gonna initially go really hard on voodoo, but we wanted to kind of not pigeonhole ourselves so far into that. So it's really a gathering place, kind of like a headquarters for dark magic practitioners. And they've gathered here tonight to basically use the guests who are checking into that bed and breakfast to be the final ingredient in that summoning ritual to open the portal to hell and release demons and havoc and hell on earth, basically. So you kind of see that evolution. You start more in those house kind of scenes. You start to get a little darker, a little louder, a little more chaotic. Then suddenly you're in the seance room where they're actively, having that summoning ritual. And then suddenly you see all the symbols on the wall. And then you're in the portal to hell, and you see the goat demon. And then basically at that point is where the guest escapes. That's this year's storyline. When we're making all of our decisions, even though a lot of guests don't always notice some of those details, we use it to guide every decision that we make. We definitely start with a story and then try to build a haunted house around that. Sometimes I've been through haunted houses over my life where it's just like spider room, clown room, Christmas, or whatever thrown in together, but we really try to start with a story and then bring that to life. So hopefully you guys felt a little bit of bits and pieces of that as you went through.
Yeah, and to kind of bounce off that too, as you can tell when you walk through the haunted house, I mean, everything is super immersive. That's one thing that we really try to hone in on, and it changes, as we're in the planning phase and as we're in execution phase, and even down to the smells and scents, when you're in the burning room, that charred corpse smell and things like that. So I think that's what also makes this a little bit different, because we want you to be immersed in our storyline that we create from beginning all the way to the end.
Thank you for your question. Yes? So their question is, where do we source all this gross stuff that's in our haunted house? My second full-time job is thrift storing. I love thrifting. That's Facebook Marketplace, and thrift stores are where I live a lot of the off-season. And I've been collecting for years and years. My partner, Vincent, I think he's going to leave me soon because I just have stuff that I've collected basically in every corner imaginable. And so yeah, just a lot of years of collecting, and then just keeping glued every night. That's like my routine when I'm laying in bed at night, looking at Facebook Marketplace, just typing in like, sacrificial altar, let's see if anything comes up that is listed on, that kind of stuff. But yeah, a lot of it, and with our haunt, we're a little unique because you feel like you're indoors, but you're actually outdoors. So anything that we buy, we basically have to know it's probably going to get ruined soon. And we do our best to weatherproof and buy equipment that's weather resistant, but a lot of those furniture pieces that you saw tonight are not going to last into next year. So we build that into the budget, and hopefully Mother Nature's kind to us. But yeah, just a lot of thrifting and Facebook marketplacing. Good question. One thing that's cool is the space that we're at here on the property is pretty limited. It doesn't get any bigger any year. But what we've been able to do, Blake and I, in the design process is continue to get way more creative with how we use the space. So we have a lot of like twist backs and stuff this year, which actually creates a much longer walking experience for the guest and makes it feel much longer. So when I think back to our haunted house 2 years ago, some of the feedback was it felt kind of short. So last year we worked really hard to make it longer, and feel longer. It's actually not any longer, it just feels longer because of the walking path. And then this year we've even manipulated that walking path even more so to make this year's feel even longer than last year. So we've heard guests already say, oh my gosh, it just keeps going. And so we like that, right? We want to make sure people get the bang for the buck and are stuck in there for a while, right? So, but yeah, good questions. Any other questions before we wrap up? Yes, Nick.
This is kind of, I don't know, maybe a little off the wall, but it's about the scarers that you have. That like, what goes into training the scarers? Because some of them have like lines for that, like add to the story. Some of them do like the jump scares and the screaming, and then some of them are just silent and like come out. I thought that was kind of a unique experience for my personal haunted house experience.
Yeah, so the question was, how do we train our actors? How do we differentiate between who does what, whether it's a speaking role or a jump scare or a silent role even? That really just starts from like the audition process. We try to gather a lot of information from people who apply. What's really cool is most people that apply to our haunted house are obsessed with Halloween and haunted houses. So that's like a great starting point. And our cast is really unique because we have people that have worked in haunted houses a long time. We have people who are like, I'm a nurse and I just always wanted to work in a haunted house, so let's do it. So we have a lot of skill sets that we have to work with, but it starts with just initially finding out people's experiences, finding out what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with, and then just really tailoring that. So we do spend a lot of time from a casting perspective figuring out, and once again, some of this goes unnoticed by most guests, but to us, really making sure the right person's in the right place at the right time makes the story come to life. So we have our audition process, so every actor that we hire goes through that process, and then we have dress rehearsals that we do to see like where people are working or not working. And then even throughout the season, like tonight's night 3, tonight we actually move some people around based on the last 2 nights. You know, maybe someone doesn't like feeling like they're trapped in a mask, so we move them to more of like a makeup facing role. So just it's a constant growing and figuring out what works best. So I always encourage guests to come to our show several times throughout the season because it only gets better and better, but it also changes as we go.
Question for you guys. Been in a lot of haunts over the years, and some of the scares can tend to seem mechanical at some point. You can actually see where they would come out of that. In the past 2 years that I've been here, yours are very organic. Like you can't get a sense of where they're coming from, all the directions. This is what part of what makes it great. Where do your inspirations come to create these scares?
Yeah, it's a great question. So he was asking, where do our scares come from? How do we design our scares to be a little less obvious or less mechanical, like you mentioned? One thing that I have always not liked in a lot of haunted houses I've gone to are the animatronic-based ones. I think the actor, that presence is what truly brings that to life. So we're definitely a more actor-based haunted house than a lot of others. And then I grew up going to haunted houses. I feel like I'm a student of that. And so one of the things that I always challenge Blake and I is how do we make scares that are startling? You know, that's like our bread and butter, the startle scares, but ones that aren't so like obvious, like you said. So we really try to, like this year, we literally made sure that at least half of our scares were scares that we've never done before. And like the fridge, I don't know if you saw the fridge, but you know, like just things that you don't really expect, right? But it is a constant just challenging, because it'd be easy to just keep this thing set up and just run it year over year. But we have the most fun in the process of thinking how to evolve and how to get creative and just keep our guests guessing, because like I mentioned at the beginning, one thing that we really pride ourselves on is all new every year. And that includes this type of scares that we do mostly as well. So that's always a fun challenge for us, is how do we make it such a different experience. It's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of trial and error. It's been really good so far, so yeah.
And I think one challenge too is like when we're designing it, thinking this through, it starts on paper and kind of through our heads, and then we're to that point where, okay, we got to build it, right? And it's kind of scary for me because it's like, it takes a lot to change, to move walls and a lot of manpower and to, just alter something last minute. So I think it really starts from the beginning, is trying to have that organic mindset to think, hey, if I have an actor coming out of here, is this going to be effective here or here on this side of the room? Or what can we add? How much space do we have in this room to add a certain prop or bookshelf or something for this actor to come out of this area? So it definitely really starts from the beginning, and I think, like I said, with anything, I think it just evolves, and there's been times we have set up all the walls and then, last minute we put up another wall or extra wall or added a, blue hole or, whatnot.
One thing too, I'll just note on top of that is we use a lot of like psychology when it comes to our scares. So a couple examples of that are back in like the 80s, 90s when people were designing haunted houses, they had a lot of victims inside the haunted house. They were like, help me, they're gonna get me. And what they've realized in today's world, the mindset has changed. A lot of people actually don't give a shit about victims in haunted houses. And so, that's just a change in the mindset of people that go to haunted houses. So when you see a victim, most people now are like, ooh, sucks to suck, but I'm moving on to the next scene, right? It's not scary to people anymore. So you'll notice we really don't have any victims in our haunted house. Another cool psychological thing that we implement in the haunted house is it's been proven that people get more scared from the left side than their right side, because most people, 90% of people, are right-handed, and so they're comfortable fending off people from the right. And so there's actually psychological studies that left-hand scares are more effective. So a lot of our rooms are actually designed to get you from the left side. We have a good mix of both, but a lot of them, most of our scares are actually on the left side of the group because that's where you feel most vulnerable. So once again, most guests probably would never think of that, but trust me, we're thinking of that kind of stuff. Great question, yeah. Any other questions? Yes, Kevin.
So one thing you mentioned before is the intricate storylines that you have going through every theme, like with Insane and Conjured this year, and I think that kind of leads each room to be a part of the story. Where do you usually pull your inspiration from for what theme you want to do in designing the storyline? You just start writing on paper? Do you pull from any sort of media? How does that usually work?
Yeah, I mean, the question is where do we get inspiration for our themes? How do we decide like what theme, what year? Honestly, I mean, I'm a fan of horror and everything spooky my whole life, and so I pull from my experiences going to haunted houses. I grew up in Tampa, Florida, so Halloween Horror Nights, Busch Gardens Halloween were two events that I would go to like literally, I'm not joking, 20 times a week. I was obsessed. But also horror movies, real life experiences, you know. I pull from a lot of different places, and then having Blake on my team has also doubled our perspective now and, you know, ideas and the way we think about creativity and what inspires us. So it really comes from all over. Right now, I think in my mind I have like the next 5 years planned, and it's really hard to decide, oh my gosh, what do we do next? And how do we top ourselves? Because our goal is to continue to grow and get better, and it's always that like mentality of, oh my gosh, we have to do better next year. But that's the fun part, honestly. That's really the fun part. So stay tuned. We have some really good things coming. In the past, our past couple haunted houses have been more like realism. Like last year was more hillbilly, trapped in the woods kind of mentality. We're starting to inch a little more in towards the mystical, supernatural monster realm, which I think really opens up a lot of doors. So that's all I'll say about that.
Oh.
Good question.
Thank you.
Any other questions before we wrap? Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you all so much for coming out tonight. This was awesome. I'm glad you guys got to experience it. I hope that you all had an amazing time and are you know, interested in sharing it with your audiences, and just you know, just really appreciate you guys and all of the support that you continue to provide to our event, all of our events that we do. And so yeah, we'll be here. Please, there's plenty of food, plenty of drinks left. Hang out, and hope everyone has an amazing. Uh-oh, Brooke Collins.
I mean, I love it for October, but what do you think about Christmas?
For Christmas? So we, Brooke Collins, the Queen of Queens here in Charleston, has graced us with her presence tonight. So the question was, what do we think about Christmas? So we currently produce a Christmas event here. Yeah, so we produce Holy City Christmas right now, which is more family friendly. But we're trying to toss around ideas of how we would do like a naughty and a nice version. Yes, Brooke, we will definitely call you for the naughty one, I promise. So yeah, that's, you know, we continue to think about fun ways to entertain our wonderful area, the wonderful low country. So Holy City Christmas is family friendly. We're open for the whole month of December. So we shut down the haunted house on November 2nd, and we'll reopen the Christmas event, which is we tear everything down and we rebuild an immersive Santa's village. In 21 days is the turnaround time that we do that. So it's quite a feat, but we have a good time. But yes, we would love to do like a naughty nice event. We're just trying to make sure Holy City supports that first. But yeah, good question. Thanks, Brooke. Cool, well thank you all so much for being here. Round of applause for all of you. Thank you so much. And we'll be around tonight if you have any questions. More questions. Thank you.
Woo!